I must say, JT, I want to thank you very much for this great opportunity you have given me to be in front of my countrymen and of course the many people that have traveled from far. And thank you for the work that you've been doing in my country to give people courage to go out there and become the masters of their own destiny.
Well, thank you very much. This is one of the most iconic pictures of all time. It symbolizes just not more the beginning, the end, a new generation, a new South Africa. And you and I have been friends for 2.5 years. And today we showed that, you know, it doesn't matter if we agree or disagree. At the end of the day, that, you know, we're citizens of the world. And I think it's befitting for us to end the event the same way that these guys started this country. So let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, Nbada Mandela. Give a big round of applause, everybody. Nbada Mandela.
The one and only Christie Brinkley.
What, in your opinion, does it take to be a great entrepreneur? You've done it in several businesses. You've built a super brand. Everyone knows who you are. You've been head sustainability for 45 years, still going strong. People seek you out. What does it take to become successful?
I think that I'm still here because I've represented good products. So I always say to myself, could this commercial that I'm doing or this ad that I'm doing be misconstrued as a public service announcement? You know, is it going to improve somebody's life? Is it going to make their life easier, happier, better in some way? And if I can answer yes to that, then I know I'm on to something. Thank you.
Christie Brinkley, everyone. Certain numbers, 3 numbers, every single one of you should take a look at, whether you're starting or you're very successful. Number 1, how many new customers did you get that day? How many new customers? Number 2, how many existing clients repurchased a product, a service, or investment? Number 3, total cash. Total cash on hand. And then at the end of the week, net profits. This is the numbers I get. And by the way, if you don't know what this means, you go to your accountant, your bookkeeper, whoever, and say, these are the numbers I want sent over to me. That's simple.
Oh, Pacino!
Thank you!
Every time I'm out, J.T. Fox pulls me back in.
Al, let's cross our arms. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Pacino!
Everybody. Thank you, Steve.
You're such an icon. Your movies have inspired people, have made people laugh, cry, dance. They've kind of really done the whole emotion. And when you look back at it all, how do you feel about what you've accomplished?
Well, I'm very proud of what I accomplished. I'm proud of all my movies. I don't do them unless I really think that they're good entertainment. So I'm very proud of my product, let's say. I'm very proud of my accomplishments in aviation. Yes. Thank you.
I need to ask, not fan favorite, John Travolta favorite movie you've ever done?
I used to have favorites, you know, and the truth is, I kind of like the movie I'm working on at the moment of any given time, because that's the one I'm the most enthusiastic about. But if you had to put movies in a capsule for future generations, I would have to choose those that have given the most pleasure over the years to people.
Which is for you?
Well, it's what I observe to be true.
What do you think it is for everybody?
I think people love Grease. I think people like Pulp Fiction. And then, you know, you have to remember the kids, so you'd put Lucas Talking or Bolt in there to satisfy the little ones. Swordfish Michael, you name them. Swordfish is your particular favorite?
Yes, it is.
Urban Cowboy was, now Urban Cowboy was, interestingly enough, one of my favorite to actually do. I enjoyed the process of that. Saturday Night Fever, let's face it, I wouldn't be here today without Saturday Night Fever. So you'd have to put that in the capsule as well.
None of the people would be here today if it hadn't been for you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Wahlberg! Mark Wahlberg!
So, this year you were the highest grossing actor in the world, even beating out Dwayne Johnson, made tons of success. How do you go from where you're at, where you were in jail, it was rough, to like arriving as the #1 highest grossing actor in the world? How does that work?
Well, it certainly doesn't happen overnight. I've been doing this for 20 some odd years now. And, you know, I think just hard work, staying on the grind. I've always felt like, you know, I was in it for the long haul. It was never a sprint for me. It was a marathon. I wanted to kind of grow as an actor and then kind of grow into a businessman. And, you know, again, I don't know where these statistics come from. That, you know, Forbes magazine didn't call me and ask me to divulge, you know, my income and the various businesses that I have and the things that I do. I think they kind of do a lot of guesstimating and stuff like that. And it's certainly not why I do it, but I've been very fortunate. I've worked with some really talented people, and I work hard as anybody, if not harder, so. Optimus.
I am Mega Fox,
Whoa.
and I have been sent over to destroy from the Decepticons. Please identify yourself.
Hey, I'm Kate Yeager, baby. I'm with you. Optimus, it's me, buddy.
What?
What'd you go to the dark side for?
What do you mean?
No, we're already preparing for Transformers 6 now, buddy. We're doing the right thing.
How much are they paying you more than me?
Probably about 20 million, plus 20% of the gross, but that's normal. It's Hollywood. Those things happen. Don't worry
I
about
feel
them.
like a rape robot.
Yeah, but you're on the one sheet. You get all the toys and the cars. You know, don't worry about it. I get the girl. You get Bumblebee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Wahlberg!
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure.
Schwarzenegger, the businessman, the real estate investor. A lot of people don't know that side of you and how successful you own malls, businesses, and you and I had talked off air, how visionary you've been. That's probably shaped your whole entire career because you came to Hollywood with a business mind rather than coming from an artist perspective. Can you elaborate to that? Because a lot of people here are here for business.
Well, first of all, I was very fortunate that when I went to school in Austria, the trade school, I learned how to be a salesman. And so I developed a certain skill and a nose for real estate, for instance. When I came to America, I looked around and I was training down in Venice, and Gold's Gym was in Venice. And as I was driving through Main Street, and I saw always, you know, the drunks and the homeless and the drug addicts lying around down the street and so on, and I said to myself, you know, one day, I see this street becoming a busy business street with restaurants and shops and all this. I see it differently 10, 20 years from now. And I started buying up buildings there. And sure enough, within a few years' time, the property went up double, triple, quadruple. And I started buildings that I bought with 3 houses in the back. For $450,000, I would sell 3 years later for $2.3 million. Eventually, the show business took over, and when you start making $20, $30 million a movie, no matter how well you invest on this item and this kind of money comes in such staggering amounts. So, but it was great then to have both.
There's some very good tax advantages of holding real estate
absolutely.
for over
And then I got involved in businesses like we started buying 747s for Singapore Air, and they then leased it back for them, for themselves, and we got all the tax write-offs on that. So, I mean, there was great, great deals that I started making, even though, again, they said it is impossible, you can't do that. He says the only financial institutions invest in those kind of airplanes, 747s for Singapore Air, they don't take private investors. And I had the team flying from Singapore, and because I was a celebrity, they were willing to do that, right? So they met in my office. I told them why I'm interested in this business, that I'm seriously wanting to invest in that, and that I'm a serious player, not just some crazy actor. And after our conversations, they all agreed unanimously to let me invest in their planes, and I went in and had this great investments that really ended up being an absolute jewel from a tax write-off point of view and also from an investment point of view.
I'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Please welcome Mel Gibson. Hey, Mel.
Oh, look.
Hold on. Mel Gibson. But when I did the Braveheart last year, there was that like really planned. Did you think I did a better job than you?
Well, yeah. I was actually really impressed by the balls it took to stand up here and do it.
All right. This is a knighting.
I am William Wallace, and I'm here with an army of my fellow countrymen, here in defiance of tyranny. You have come here to fight as free men, and free men you are. Will you fight for your freedom? I fight, and you may die. Run, and you'll live, at least for a while. And dying in your bed many years from now, would you be willing to trade all these days for one chance? One chance to tell our enemies and come back and say, you may take our lives, but you may never take our freedom! Freedom, 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 freedom! J.T. Fox, freedom! There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mel Gibson. This is how I have become the person I am today. Number one, proactive. Nothing is going to come to you. If you want it, you need to ask it. If there is a problem, you need to go rectify. You cannot assume. Then you have to be persistent. There is one skill that differentiates me from everybody else is I'm very, 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 very persistent. I don't quit. You never lose in life until you quit. You're never a loser until you quit. Just remember that. And then you have to set your business up with predictable results. You have to know in your marketing, in your branding, in your actions, that if you do what you're supposed to do, okay, the results will be there. You know, you have to have sustainability in your business. Michael Douglas!
Very nice. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Douglas.
Thank you.
Michael Douglas.
Well,
So how
thank
did-
you very much. Wow, what an intro. You're really good at this.
You think
Yeah.
so? Do you think there's a chance that you and I perhaps can be in a movie together?
Not a chance. And Archie, oh, is she beautiful?
Give him a moment. Study. No.
What?
Okay. All right, I want to reenact this, and we're gonna do what we do. This is my son. His name is JT. I borrowed him. You can go to rentason.com. It's amazing.
Did you say JD?
His name is JT, yeah.
And this is your son then?
No, I rented him. But his real name is JT. I figured
You're
get cheaper.
JT, but he's JD.
Yeah, because if you match a
I got
son
it.
with a son, you get a discount.
I know the alphabet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm just in case, you know what I mean? So, we're going to reenact this, and we're going to give you the final word, all right? So, all right, you at my cue?
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Douglas, Crazy Bunny! Please welcome to the stage, 50 Cent! This whole Get Rich or Die Trying movie, how much of it is accurate about your life story?
Well, about 75% of the story is accurate. Then the other parts is what they had to do to turn it into a great 2-hour film. Like, I had a great writer on that project, Terry Winters. He wrote The Sopranos. He wrote Wolf on Wall Street. He wrote a lot of successful projects out there, so it came out pretty good. Jim Sheridan, I had him from Dublin. I went and flew, got Jim Sheridan. That's right, Quincy Jones. I got Quincy Jones to do the score. They spent $36 million on the project.
And the movie did really well, right?
Yeah, it did.
And it paved the way for 8 Mile and a lot of those.
Well, 8 Mile paved the way for it.
Oh, so there was 8 Mile was before that.
Yeah, but it was the same production crew, the same team behind 8 Mile was the team behind Get Rich or Die Trying.
So what is the thing that you use the most, you learn the most from being like a hustler, a drug dealer, to the business world? What was a lot of people say it's really the same.
It is. There's a lot of parallels. Like the CEO in corporate America will do pretty much whatever he has to do to acquire a company that's functional, that's profitable. And the neighborhood just sees it as they can just kill you to acquire your company. So it's a little bit more black and white, straight to the point type of thing. Like, like, I really want your business. So I'm gonna kill you.
Please put your hands together for Sylvester Stallone!
Thank you.
It is, but look at us.
Somehow I feel like this is the way it was meant to be. Because I'll tell you why. Like attracts like. You won't see zebras hanging out with gorillas or monkeys hanging out with elephants. Like attracts like. So welcome on board, brothers and sisters. I just want to say something to my wife who ain't able to get home, and to my kid, that this, except for you being born, is the greatest in the night of my life. No, the greatest night in the history of my life. I just want to say, yo, Adrian, I did it!
Let's do it. Number one. Rocky. 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 Rocky.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sylvester Stallone.
You said to me that you had never seen someone as close to Steve Jobs as me. You said we're very similar. What did you mean by that?
You have a very fast, versatile mind, and very often you can see things in their totality, the way they should be seen, and not the little specific features that they have.
Everyone says, JT, how do I become a millionaire, a multimillionaire? What's the how? But you're asking yourself the wrong questions. You need to start asking yourself, why? Why should people partner with you? Why should they invest with you? Why should they come to your event? Why should they hear your talk? You need to start becoming a why entrepreneur, a why property investor, a why cryptocurrency entrepreneur. Not how. Anyone can learn how to get into cryptocurrency. Anybody can know how to do properties. You need to ask yourself, why me? Out of all the people in the world who do what you do, why you? Once we answer the why me is when you'll finally become successful.
How important is coaching for people to succeed?
Enormously important. It's exactly what I was talking about. We learn from other people. We all need mentors. We all have mentors, whether we realize it or not. Sometimes it's done in a formal process, which is the best, but we're all borrowing from other people. I always advise people, if they don't have a mentor, go ask people. Like if
Would you like to be my mentor?
you go find somebody that's been successful.
I didn't hear an answer. I'm sorry.
I'll be your mentor, sure. I've mentored worse. But you.
A question that we often get is, on The Apprentice, clearly you were by far the best business guy on The Apprentice.
And the best looking.
Pardon me?
And the best looking.
There were some attractive women on that show. Okay. Yeah. I can't. Yes, Gene, you were the most attractive male.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Wanna rock and roll all night and party every day.
Can I just want to leave you with one piece of advice. Please don't quit your day jobs.
The biggest problem why many of you are not earning your worth is you are not practicing business. So if we were a golfer, we'd be putting 10,000 hours of practice. And then we'd be ready for the game. Tiger Woods says he spends more time on the practice range than he does on the courses. Tom Brady, who you saw a video, New England Patriots, right, will throw about 400 balls into before he goes in. Michael Jordan used to finish with 100 consecutive free throws. Derek Jeter was the first one, a baseball player for the Yankees, one of the greats, used to wake up and be the first one at the ballpark and the last one to leave. Ronaldo, same thing. I was the first one here, and I will be the last one to leave. That's what makes them great. Are you hungry for greatness? But here's the thing, you're not practicing business. This is you. Big meeting, right? Big opportunity, and you show up on game day. You didn't practice all week, and you show up and you either go big or you go home. What happens when you play golf and you don't take practice shots on the range? You're not going to play as good for the first 5 or 6 holes. So that's your fundamental thing. Is you don't practice sales. You don't practice negotiation. You don't practice business. You just show up. Let's go big or go home.
I think he's amazing. What an amazing energy. You know, I'm the kind of person who has a lot of energy myself, and I'm very animated. So I think I met my match in terms of this big cartoon with his big movements and crazy energy. Love you, JT. Love you.
Are you excited about the event in New York?
Yeah, because it's my it's my playground, New York. I want everyone to come to me, and yes, I'm excited.
I just how to make 1 million to 5 million in the next 5 months. Number one, you need to make the right decisions. What do I mean by that? In today's market, you are one wrong decision from being set back for a long time, and one right decision from forever your life being changed. Okay? So I'm going to tell you how I live my life, okay? And I say this, if I don't do X, whatever X is, who could I have met? What would have happened? What deal would I have met? Everything that has ever happened in my life has been as a result of saying yes, right? Like, think about this. You weren't sure whether to come here. You come here, you say yes, you meet one person, and you guys are now business partners making $10, $15 million building an empire, all because you come here. And they may not be able to help you, but they know somebody. But you have to make the right decisions. The second one, my secret weapon, is speed of implementation. From the moment that we come up with an idea to the moment we implement it will determine how successful we are going to be. From the moment that we come up with an idea to the moment we implement. Okay? The problem is that if you don't take action now, like dreams don't come true, visions do, you have to implement fast. Not next time, not next tomorrow. And that is why I'm telling you, you need to get up early and you need to go to bed late for the next 6 days. Because here's the thing, remember, one person can change your life, you're gonna have 2,500 people. And by the way, if you know somebody where you can't help them, do a 3-way email, connect them on Facebook. You see when the speakers come up or even the interviewers, all of you should take a picture of your phone of those people and then add them on your Facebook. Because you never know the connection that they make, okay? It's about adding value. Number 3, the biggest mistake people do, and I want you to write this down, every 3 to 4 months, I want you to reevaluate everything you're doing in your life, okay? So you want to say this, what's working and what's not working every 3 to 4 months. And say, why is it not working? Is it because we haven't implemented yet? Or we implemented, it's not working? Is there minor tweaks that we can do? Or do we kill it? Most of us do things that don't work. We do things and stop doing that used to work. Every 3 to 4 months, we reevaluate our business model. We reevaluate what we do, okay? Because what happens is doing it yearly doesn't work, okay? And then I'm gonna say this, stop getting referrals. Broke people make referrals. I have never heard a billionaire saying, would you like a referral? Make introductions, okay? And I want you to have a little secret. Write this down. Infiltrate circle of influences. Okay? Infiltrate circle of influences. So what happens is sometimes you may not do business with that person, but you get into their circle, and as a result of that circle of influence, you meet all these people, and then they do business with you.